I love spring, but I hate allergies.
I got allergies.
So as I led off with everyone, it is springtime. The long cold winter is behind us. The warm breeze is in the air. The birds are out chirping. The sky is blue and pollen. Well, actually, the sky is yellow. It's yellow with pollen. I was out on a run the other day and just looking everywhere, everything was yellow. I'm in Virginia, just to be transparent with you guys. I'm in Virginia, so we're in one of the states that is has a higher concentration of pollen, and I'm going to talk about that as we get into this episode, in which this episode is talking about seasonal allergies and being able to exercise during this time of year. So again, during my run, I saw pollen on a bench, I saw pollen on the trail, I saw pollen on my car. My car, which is white, has this nice yellow film on it, in which I can, to the point it doesn't make sense to wash your car right now if you live in Virginia. If you're washing your car and you don't have it in a garage, even if you have it in a garage, it makes no sense because it's going to be yellow within the next 5 minutes after you've cleaned it.
That's pollen power, kid.
So pollen is pretty terrible in Virginia around this time of year. But something like that, it don't stop me from exercising outdoors. It's something that I love doing. And that's what this episode is about, is my 8 tips to exercise during allergy season.
I meant roughly 7.
But first, before we get into that, a little housekeeping. This is the RVA Running Man podcast. My name is Devin Haskins. Welcome. If you haven't listened to the show before and you want to hear other episodes, you can search for me anywhere you get your podcasts or here on YouTube. Just search for the RVA Running Man podcast and subscribe. Definitely love you along my journey. So getting to tip number 1 out of my 8 tips, and that involves location. If you live in an area where your pollen scores are mostly high, and you have bad allergies, the obvious answer is to move to a place, if you have the means, to move to a place where the pollen scores probably is not as high, where it's more suitable for your needs with as a person with bad allergies. I did do some research and found a list of, and this is from the Asthma and Allergy Foundation. This is a list, and this is U.S. only, of the top 20 allergy capital states, which all are in the southeast region of the United States. So these are places that are the most challenging to live if you have allergies during allergy season. So I'm going to start with number 10 and work my way up to number 1, just naming off these places. And it's 20 on the list, but I'm only going to go over 10. The first one is Greensboro, North Carolina. That's 10. 9 is Greenville, South Carolina. 8 is Richmond, Virginia. Represent Richmond. 7 is Raleigh, North Carolina. 6 is Little Rock, Arkansas. 5 is Memphis, Tennessee. 4 is Tulsa, Oklahoma. 3 is Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. 2 is New Orleans, Louisiana. And number 1 is Wichita, Kansas. Now to note, we have North Carolina on this list a few times, more than a few times rather. I think they're on here the most for our state, city-wise, and we have Virginia on here a few times too, as well as Tennessee. So if you live in these places, I know it's a little bit more, it's probably rough for you around this time of year. So some of these other tips I'm going to go over probably will help you more. And my third tip for exercising during allergy season is waiting until peak allergy season is over. And let me explain this one. Where I live at in Virginia, allergy season starts around late February and it peaks around late June, maybe early July. It's at its worst around now. The time that I record this is April. So in my opinion, around now is the worst time of year because you can see the pollen, the thickness of the pollen in the air. So if you're a person that has really, really bad allergies, it's probably best that you plan your frequency level that you work out outdoors. You adjust it as you get to that peak time frame and wait until that peak time frame is over to increase your workouts again. That way you can avoid those peak days that will cause you to have more of a reaction versus the days after the peak season that will probably be more favorable for you. Tip number 4, which is the one I think is most used and most common, is taking allergy medication. Obviously, you need to talk to your doctor before taking any type of medication. But my personal opinion is taking your medication prior to your workouts is probably best. That way, most of the symptoms that you do come down with that'll cause you to cut your workout short, you more than likely won't have. But as always, I'm going to remind you again, make sure you talk to your doctors prior to taking any type of medication.
I gotta talk to the doctor.
Tip number 5 for working out during allergy season is checking the weather. So most local weather forecasts will give you the pollen count for the day and how windy it is. Obviously, you're going to want to stay away from days that the pollen count is higher and is windy out. Those are days that you're probably not going to be as successful outdoors. So another thing is pollen count is typically lower around the early mornings and late evenings. So make sure you're checking the local weather, and that give you a good way of pinpointing the time of day that'll work for you to work out. Number 6 is to work out in a place with minimum vegetation. So if you're a runner, you're going to stay away from the trails during peak allergy season. Try to do more of your runs on the road, some in the city if you live near a city area, but mainly stay away from places that will have those things that will trigger you, like a lot of trees. You want to stay away from that. I know a lot of people that do the cross training or CrossFit workouts. They do them in parking lots, so that's another option for you. But in all, you want to stay away from places that have a lot of vegetation that will cause you to have symptoms. Number 7 is wear the proper gear to protect against allergen. Glasses, I think, is one of the main things to keep pollen out of your eyes. I know that's helped me. Wraparound glasses, hats. A mask is another thing, which is a really big thing, which I say that with a caveat. I can remember during COVID, when I worked out outdoors, I did run with a mask on, which I found it very, very hard to breathe.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
But I was able to manage. So I would say if you're able to manage your workout while running or working out outdoors with a mask on, by all means do it. So hat, wraparound glasses, a mask, and anything that protects your skin is really important. And my 8th and final tip for working out during allergy season is exercise. Whether you work out indoors or outdoors, exercising can help clean your nasal passages. It can help with any inflammation that you may have, and it can improve your immune function. So working out gives your body the energy to have all of those benefits to work in your favor during this time of year when you have things that's trying to attack your immune system. So reap the benefits that exercise bring to a person that has those bad allergies, where it can help you be just a little bit more efficient during this time of year. So make sure you're keeping up with your exercise schedule. Thank you guys for checking out this episode. If you'd like to listen to any of my past content, or follow me on social media, definitely go out there and search for the RVA Running Man podcast and subscribe. But until next week, as always, I hope you're safe on the roads and trails. I'll talk to you later. Peace.